Good Sunday morning and welcome to the Principal Thing. I'm Trisha and I'm here to share with you part 2 of Easy Kale Chips. As you can see, we've taken the kale chips out of the dehydrator. But before we talk about that, let me just do a little disclaimer. First of all, let me say to you, I want to give a shout out to my cameraman Jetty, my son Jetty.
Hey.
And I want to give homage today to my Aunt Rosie. This Afghan is something that I have from her. This was what she wore the last time she and I were together before she passed away. So I want to give homage to Aunt Rosie. This is something I'll probably keep forever. Good morning, Aunt Rosie. Say hey to my mama. Okay, now yesterday when I was talking to you about the kale chips and giving the recipe, I want to do a little disclaimer. I shared with you that I used about 5 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, and about 5 to 6 teaspoons of nutritional yeast, but then nutritional yeast to taste because it has a cheesy flavor and you want to put as much of this as you like to have that cheesy taste. And I mentioned to you that you should use about 3 teaspoons of garlic powder. However, I said in the video that you should use a tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of Celtic sea salt or some sort of salt. No, 1 teaspoon or 1½ teaspoons. And I used 1 teaspoon, but you may want to go 1½ because we had about 3 bunches of kale, okay? So those are all the ingredients. It's 4 simple ingredients to use. You mix that together. You wash your kale, make it into bite-sized pieces, mix it all together, and boom, you put it in a dehydrator, you got kale chips. So this is the result. And generally, what I do with my kale chips when they come out of the dehydrator is I use a Tupperware container or a food saver container that I can suck the air out of. And I just take it and I do that. Another thing I want to mention to you. Anytime you have a work surface, the first thing you want to do is sanitize it, and I've already done that. What I generally use, some people use Clorox, but I find that smell is a little bit too strong for me, so I use equal parts of peroxide and water, and I spray my entire work surface, and I clean it really well before I start working every time, okay? So that way, if something just falls off the tray, you know, you're okay and, you know, you're not going to have any problems with, you know, any germs or bacteria or anything causing you problems later, okay? So I generally just pour it into, you know, these little sheets that come with the dehydrator, very flexible, and you just pour them into your container. But the proof is in the pudding, so I'm going to have my cameraman and I will do a little taste test. So I'm going to get a nice, if you look, get a nice cheesy piece of kale. I'm going to share it with the cameraman. Oops, sorry baby. There you go. And I'm going to try a piece too. They're crispy. You put it in your mouth. It's just kind of, just crispy. What do you think, Jeremy? It's delicious to me, in my opinion.
I like them. Some people may like a little bit more salt, but I like them.
Okay. Some people may want a little bit more salt. I use, as I said, a teaspoon. You may want to use a teaspoon and a half, but generally you don't want to make it too salty. Okay, the cameraman is reaching his hand for more. You don't want to make it too salty because, you know, some people are salt sensitive. But, I mean, it's a very easy recipe. It's delicious. And just like the cameraman keeps reaching for more, okay, your family will reach for more. It's delicious. So, God bless you. Remember the principal thing. Wisdom is the principal thing. Have a great day.